Hello. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, happy time zone, wherever you are. It is so good to be here. I said it last time, but every time you hit go live, that's an accomplishment. Streaming is hard. And as you might be able to tell by my shirt, today I'm tired, but the bottom says, but I'm here. That's the mood. That's the mood for me today. Hello, hola, soy Milk. It is an honor to have you here since you are the instructor of the boot camp that I'm doing, but also a little nerve-wracking. But yeah, thank you so much for showing up and also liking the stream title. I was debating I was thinking like, should I call it I'm tired but I'm here, which is the mood, or should I also call it this stupid title, which really just made me crack up. We had some stumbling blocks on objects last time, and I think that's partially because I was streaming it. I'm streaming the whole boot camp. That's my goal. Just because it helps me make time for it, and I had to cut off in the middle of some object stuff. So I think like we had done like maybe the first half, and then we did the second half. And when I got to record collection, kicked my butt, did everything wrong. So I took some time to learn a little more about objects. I took some notes. I have your video pulled up in another tab from that specific section for that project and stuff, but I have not watched it yet because I do not have much time. This is actually, just so everyone knows, this is my last stream until I am traveling for work next week, which I did not even realize was next week until I was like literally in a meeting talking about my calendar, and I was like, oh my God, I fly out to Germany, to Berlin next Friday. And that's wild. So I'm also off for a couple days next week. So I'm off on the days that I normally stream. So I won't be streaming then. And I'll be back. Oh gosh, I need a calendar. I think the day I'm back, it might actually be on my Twitter. I think I put it on my stream schedule. Let me look. Yeah, so I'm back October 11th, which feels forever from now, but I guess it's only a couple weeks. So, yeah, needless to say, I'm going to be behind on the boot camp for a while. But my goal was not to necessarily finish it in the time allotted, but to just do it. So that's fine. It's fine. It's going to be fine. So yeah, that's my schedule. Yeah, I really can't believe that. But the reason I'm off next week is I'm seeing My Chemical Romance with my best friend, and that's exciting. So that's good. Okay, so what are we doing today? Well, I'm debating about... Yeah, I'm so excited. It's going to be so good. I think we bought these tickets like before the Panini. So yeah, it feels like, finally, let's go. Also the other reason I'm tired today is I got my booster yesterday. So get boosted. Everyone qualifies if you're in the US and you're over 12 years old. Everyone qualifies. You don't have to have any sort of specific medical condition. You can just get boosted. So that is my PSA for today. But another reason that I'm tired, probably, I'm assuming. But yeah, so exciting. So exciting to finally do stuff that we've planned for years. And we are both very pandemic cautious people. So we haven't done a lot of things. So even more exciting. So that is my next week, and I'll miss streaming. So back to JavaScript, I guess. I'm wondering if I should go back through this part again and just like redo objects, or if I should just keep going. Because I really was thinking, I can get through this on the last stream and we would get all the way to ES6. That did not happen. But I want to make sure I understand objects. Hey, Cubity, how's it going? How are you doing on the boot camp? And do you have any feelings on if I should try to redo some of these object exercises? Maybe I'll just start with record collection. Make sure everything's reset. Yeah, okay, it is. Same. I'm doing my best out here. Yeah, it's a process. I mean, if you're doing like a boot camp full time, that's why it goes very quickly compared to the self-pacing that I'm planning to do. But it is really nice to have sort of the camaraderie and companionship around other people doing it at the same time. And I did go to the Discord and see about this specific exercise, and a lot of people were like, this kicked my ass. I'm like, okay, me too. So I felt better about that. So my husband, aka Coding Vibe, did this on his stream on Tuesday night after watching me struggle with it, just wanting to like explain it further. And I think the part that I really got tripped up on is that they highlighted prop. So I thought I needed to put that somewhere, or like, I think I was using that as like to try to index something, and that wasn't right. So there's something about the way that this is worded that was really confusing me. I think what we're going to do, oh, I still have it pinned too. Let me unpin and close that one. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that people were like, oh, thank God you were also stuck on it and also like showed the process. That's one reason why I stream it, is because I think learning in public is really important. And I think, I don't know, it doesn't embarrass me to not know stuff. Like, it's obvious that I'm learning. And also, again, it's like the solidarity and the camaraderie of like, okay, I said I was going to do this, so here I go. And honestly, even my partner was having trouble with this too. Like, after having watched me solve it, helping me solve it, and then doing it again, like several hours later, there's just something about the way this is written that's confusing. Because it shouldn't be. I'm like, oh, I know all these things from the previous exercises, but it jumps up in difficulty. So that makes me feel like significantly better. That's the other reason I picked this title, is because I was like, all right, we're going to be friends with objects, because this is object-oriented programming. It feels like objects might be important, just saying. So let's see. I did some notes last time as well, so that's what I'm looking at. And I don't actually know if the notes are going to be sufficient enough to get us through this, but let's try it. Okay, let's try it. I definitely learned more when I went back and took some notes on some basics. And we can also cheat and open some other tabs up with some help. So, reread the whole prompt. Don't skip ahead. Come on, ADHD. Oh, I haven't taken my meds yet. Oh God, today I'm all jumbled today. So that's fun. All right, let's go. You are given an object literal representing... Oh, I think this is where we discovered that all the programmers in the chat last time had not heard the term object literal as well, which I thought was really interesting, that, you know, they know what they're doing, but also have never heard of that. You know, I mean, you don't necessarily need to know the terminology to know how to do a thing, but I thought that was interesting. And now several of them know what it is, and that's cool. So you're given... Yes, there's subtitles. Yes. Oh, it's super easy to do. Depending on what streaming program you're using. DM me if you want me to try to help you do that. I don't know if you have them on yours or not. I can't remember, but it's so important to me. And they're actually pretty good. Yeah, it's the OBS caption plugin. Yeah. I used to have the OBS live caption plugin, and then they just embedded it all together on the new version of OBS that broke everything. So that makes it a little easier. But yeah, 10 out of 10. Really? Man, y'all, captions are so important. If you stream at all, or you know someone who streams, oh God, this is like the 10,000th time I've shouted this article out, but my friend Chailcodes, captions, Twitch. Oh my God, typing. There we go. Did this article. Yeah, you are fine. I am, the distraction is coming from inside the house, as they say. So she did this article about captioning Twitch streams and different caption providers for different plugins. All the solutions I found so far are plugins. A lot of people use Streamlabs, and it looks really slick, but it doesn't have captions as far as I know. Maybe they've updated that. There's and same with what's the other one people use that looks really good? I don't remember. But it also doesn't have captions. So I'm hoping that they all start adding that. But that's the reason why I use OBS, and also like open source solidarity. But this is I always just send people to this. And now it's even easier than that. Okay. You are given an object literal representing a part of your musical album collection. Each album has a unique ID number as its key and several other properties. Not all albums have complete information. You start with an update records function that takes an object literal records containing the musical album collection, an ID, a prop, like artist or tracks, and a value. This, I think, is the confusing part, the prop, because I think what this is saying is this can be any of the properties, but I don't remember them teaching us that. Maybe they did. And a value. Complete the function using the rules below to modify the object passed to the function. Oh, and same with value. So this required a lot more knowledge of objects than I think I had last time. So what I'm thinking that's different is now I understand the idea of a key and a value a little bit better. So key is this side, artist. Value is Robert Palmer. Whereas last time I was thinking they were like variable names, but they're not. Let's see. And it's a property if it's not a function. If it's a function, it's called a method for some reason. I mean, that makes sense because it's telling you what to do and how to do it. So having a little more understanding, let's see if we don't mess it up. So your function must always return the entire record collection object. If prop isn't tracks and value isn't an empty string, update or set that album's prop to value. Okay, so if prop is not equal, my keyboard's all janky. Hold. This, the little things that keep it from going too far up or down are a little uneven today. I see. I fix. All right. If prop is not tracks. This was the other confusing thing I remember is that tracks had to be well, it's not a string, but it had to be a string. And it wasn't a string, and I kept being confused. But it's because JavaScript reads these as a string. Like it converts all of the keys to strings, even if they're numbers. I think that's why it has to be that. Okay, so if prop is not tracks and same thing here. Well, no, because value is not. I think value is not a string here because it's not actually a variable or a property. Let's try it. And property and value isn't an empty string, so is not an empty string. Oh, and we need the curly brace to open this. Update or set that album's prop to value. Update. Okay, this is where we get into update or set that album's prop to value. Could we just do prop equals value? I don't think that's right, but we're going to start there. And I think we need to actually define that. So maybe const, or no, not const because it's not global. Maybe, I don't know. Okay. So this one worked. So that's something. We did something. The code is working to some extent. That's a good sign. After this, tracks free. Tracks should have 1999 as the first element. That's not the right test though. Let's see. So for this one, we're saying if it's not tracks and it's not empty, then set it to the value that's given. So that is tracks. That's this, and it is empty. This is the ID. It's not tracks and it is empty. Artist should not be set. Okay. So that didn't go right, I think. Gonna open the hints, but I'm not gonna open the solution. Okay. Use if, else if. Okay, we got that. To access the value of a key in this object. Yeah, this is the tricky thing, huh? Records ID prop. So maybe this needs to actually be, yeah. I think we need to say like, this is the whole thing, right? Oh, it doesn't like that. Missing semicolon. Nuh-uh. You're missing a semicolon. ID prop. Ah. Don't need to do that. I feel like I do need two equal signs there, but that wasn't the problem. Well, it didn't like when I did this. But I think that's correct because we want to change the prop to equal the value that was given. Well, let's keep going. Maybe I'll figure out what I'm missing on that one without having to look it up. If prop is tracks, but the album doesn't have a tracks property, create an empty array and add value to it. Okay, this is when you have to do the function to check if there is an array. Or the property, rather. Okay. Else if prop equals tracks if prop is tracks, so not that, is tracks, and this I will look up because I don't know it. Okay, use has own property. Let me look up. We're looking this up because I don't want to get it wrong and be frustrated. Okay. Object one dot has own property. And if the prop is tracks, but the album doesn't have a tracks property, create an empty array and add value to it. And does it have a track? So we're so records ID prop equals. Oh my gosh, hi, how's it going? We're trying to not get our butt kicked by objects today. It's a good time. Okay, hold. What was I thinking? Create an empty array and add value to it. Oh, I already forgot what I was doing. So this one we're doing dot has own property. And the property is fruits has own property. Fruits has own property. Okay. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, you gotta get the emote explosions. It's great. It's important. Okay. Else if prop equals tracks and records ID prop has own property tracks. I think I also remember on this one, you don't have to do equals false or anything like that, which was another thing I was tripped up on. It automatically is just checking. And let's see, if it doesn't have it, create an empty array and add value to it. Yeah, I don't know. That was tricky for me. I still don't know that I love it, but I'm trying. Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I haven't I don't feel like I'm doing anything badass, but I'm trying my best over here. And that is what counts. Okay. Create an empty array and add value to it. And this is the push thing. Push to object JavaScript. This is maybe my only complaint, because I really do like freeCodeCamp a lot. But my biggest complaint is that it's kind of hard to go back and look at the previous lessons and reference them. And I'm not going to take notes on every single one because some of them are like fairly simple. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I should be taking more notes, but that's my one complaint. My single complaint. Okay. The push method adds one or more elements to the end of an array and returns the new length of the array. Push. So we do, I think it would be tracks dot push. Object add element. Nope. That's not a thing we know how to do yet. Hey, thank you. Yeah, you too can do this if you spend, I don't know how many hours I've done on this course now, but it's not as many as I would think. So this is the hard part. Adds one or more elements to the end of an array and returns the new length of the array. Const animals, pigs, goats, sheep. Animals.push. I want an example with objects. Or here's an array. There's a fly in here and it's driving me crazy. Console log sports, console log total. Okay. So yeah, I think I do it. I'm gonna do tracks.push and pray. Create an empty array and add value. Hunts count animals. I'm missing something before that. Nugget Ice! Hello, 20 Such, welcome. I am so happy for you and your new ice maker. I hope you live a very long and happy life together. I wish I was that bougie. We're doing the same thing that we were doing last time. Oh no! Oh, that's a lot of water. That's rough, buddy. Was it at least like... You don't deserve that. Was it at least like, what am I trying to say? Like on tile floor? Like not on wood or carpet? God forbid carpet. Laminate. Okay, laminate's good. Laminate's the good stuff. In my humble onion. Okay. I'm actually going to open the freeCodeCamp one because they are using more advanced stuff than I have been taught. Doop doop. The pretend wood. Or I think we have, in one of the houses we've lived in, I think we had engineered hardwood, which is not laminate, but is pretend wood. Add new properties. So let's... Is it this one? Lookups? What do they mean by lookups? No. Ooh, I'm just going to keep this bracket notation one open for my life. I don't think... This house, we don't even have hardwood anywhere. We have like tile that I don't like and carpet that I don't like. But it's fine because there's other reasons we like it. Add new properties. Okay. These may be the things we need. We're gonna get through this and we're not gonna cheat. is my hope. Hi, Coding Vibe. How's it going? We're redoing the record collection thing. In case you don't remember, I do have captions. So you can still listen. Let's see. Also, I did not say I hate the carpet in our house. I'm looking for push. Where are you, push? Were you further up? Here we go. Push. Just push it. Okay. What is confusing is because it's nested. So I think this is actually where we use records, ID, tracks. Is this anything? Okay, so here's my logic. Also, I'm just going to put a line here. So I'm going to separate my different prompts here. So my thinking is we need to define that it's going to tracks. And I don't think I can just say tracks. I think I have to do object name and then the key. So if I'm doing object name and then the key. Yeah, I think that's true. But something isn't right. Everything isn't right. I feel like I'm more on the right track than I was last time. But we're still not doing great here. Looking at my notes. Let's look at the push. Push, push, push. Hey, push. There you are. Okay, so I don't need to put anything in front of it. Like, it is a thing by itself. I don't need to put like a const or whatever. Else if prop is tracks, and we don't have tracks already, then push value into an array of tracks. Okay. It's only mad about this line right now. So that could be fine. Give me a thumbs up if you want any hints or anything. I have captions if you aren't using them. Hands okay. Thumbs up. Yeah. Record some Minecraft. Have fun. Get that content rolling. Love you, miss you too. Bye. All my friends being content creators. Content. TM. Is this content? Is this content? Butterfly guy meme. So where I'm at now is I'm looking back at my first one because it's mad at line 26. Line 26, oh yeah, the squiggles. Oh my God, why do I always forget the squiggles are there to help? Is it because I'm so used to ignoring things in Microsoft Word? What is, hello? What? Is it just, what are these squiggles doing? Are they mad at me? Did that fix it? No. Do I not need these? It doesn't feel right. But I'm doing it. Well. Defining new variables. Okay. Yeah. Track. Oh, hey, how's it going? Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate you. It takes a lot to put a stream together, as many of y'all know, and make things work. So I really appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good day. We're working on objects. It's going. Reference error. Tracks is not defined. Okay. All right. I can work with an error. Tracks is not defined. Y'all are so nice. Thank you. Helping take a thing that's hard for me and make it fun. Tracks is not defined was what it said. That's the whole thing. Oh, that might be about the second one. I'm trying to ignore the second one right now. If prop is not tracks and value is not empty, then set records ID track to value. Okay. Where was the example that did this? So this one is not tracks and value is empty, so it's not that one. This one is tracks, this one is tracks, this one is tracks. This one is not tracks and value is not empty, so it should update. Oh, why am I doing tracks here? This is prop. We're saying is not tracks, not is tracks. Yes! Oh, I did that all by myself. Oh, that feels good. Oh, good times here. Thank you, Coding Vibe. If you have any hype emotes, now's the time. Put them in the chat. I'm sure there's a way to... I need a command for, like, just emotes. Happy emotes. Yeah, I'll just shove some in the chat. This is for me. Well, yeah, you see my confusion? Oh, thank you, Pluto was a planet. I am Hack and R-Man. You didn't have quotes around tracks, so Java assumed it was a variable, but there's no variable called tracks. You see my confusion? You didn't have quotes around tracks. Well, no, the problem was it wasn't tracks. Because... Hey! Thank you for popping by. I appreciate that's a fun little emote. Bingo. I got the Bongo Sylveon from Etsy. It's like one of my favorite purchases I've ever had. Truly, I think it was like $5 to $10, and now I have Sylveon with bongos. Yeah, the problem was this was tracks, which is silly because that was exactly not the prompt. Okay, so this one's good. Now let's look at this one, and I'll look at your comment again. You didn't have quotes around tracks, so it assumed it was a variable, but there's no variable called tracks. Okay. So... do you think we have enough windows open? So I'm gonna put... should I just make everything strings? So I stop being confused if that's the problem? Because it shouldn't break anything. I don't think I need it though, see? Like... if we're doing the bracket notation. Because property names with spaces must be in quotes. Is it bad practice to just put everything in quotes so that I at least know that's not the problem? Oh, I think I'm going to change this to prop because we're already saying if it's tracks, then do this. And then push this. So I don't think it needs to be tracks. Wait, did something else check? If it's tracks and there is no tracks. Abigail does not have tracks yet. That did not work. Okay. You can either use prop or tracks. Okay, but I do have to put it in quotes since with that if statement, you already said prop equals tracks. Okay. We're on the same page here for a hot minute. For 1 minute. Put your phone away. I also don't understand anything I'm doing, so we're on the same page. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of folks that come that don't code, aren't interested in coding, and they just come hang out and work on other stuff. So that's why I also use the co-working tag. Okay, let's try to break this down again. It is complex for a beginner's question. It is true. If prop is tracks. If prop is tracks. I feel comfortable with that because we already did the same thing up here, same formatting, and it's working. And the album doesn't have a tracks property, and records ID prop has own property tracks. This is the part that I think is messed up because it did not... I don't know. I wish I could tell what part it was messing up on. I wish I could see, like, were you doing inspect element on your stream, Coding Vibe, to see if that was a thing? So I feel like this is confusing to me just because there's so many pieces. Gonna look at, not this one. Not this one. Well, okay, update. You do the object name and the property equals the thing. Oh wait, is it semicolons? No, I have semicolons. Dang it. The second part needs a bit of work. You should be checking to see if tracks is missing from the album. So think about what the album is and how you check for that property existing. You did great on that bit. Okay. So are you telling me the first is fine or no? Because I should be checking to see if it's missing from the album. Yeah, what's confusing is that we're also, like, the function is taking different inputs. Like, the names are different. I don't want to say what, like, variable or something, because I'm not even convinced that that's what they are, but it's taking different inputs, then everything is named different. Where are you, push? Push, push, push. There we go. Is it possible I can just do tracks.push and I don't have to have all that? Or no, what am I trying to push? Yeah, tracks. So same thing here. I already defined that prop equals tracks. Think about what the album is. The album is stupid. Let me look at their hints again. To access the value of a key in this object, you will use records ID prop. And that's what I'm using. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I think this might be wrong. Because I think I don't need this part. Because I'm saying prop here, and then I'm checking to see if it has a property, right? So I think I either just take off prop. I think I take all of it off. I think it's just records. I think that's something. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh God, the logic is hard. Yes. I've seen an extension on Google Chrome Web Store that makes it easier to look for a tab when you have a lot of them. That's a good idea. I'll have to look into that like another time, so I'm not just like, hey, let's browse browser extensions on stream. But yeah, with how this is structured and how many tabs I have to have open. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Oh my God. I'm glad so many people in the chat have done it. So they're all like, yeah, this sucks. You're doing great. You're killing it. A bit too much? No. No, I did great. It's fine. See? This is the test I'm looking at for this one. Okay. Perf. It's like cheating, but it's just chat. Okay. So I'm going to move on to the next line. You tell me if I've got something else wrong on line 28, okay? If it's tracks and it doesn't have a property called tracks, then I think it's the same problem here. Yes! No, dang it. I looked at the wrong check. I got too excited. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. Wait. Right now you're checking that it does. You need to check that it does not. Ah, thank you. And how do I do that? Let's see. It does not have the prop. Yeah. This part right here. Equals false. And then I have to do 2 equal signs. Is that right? Put this back because I think that may go there. Either use that to negate or check that it equals to false. Okay. Where are you, Hazone? Where did I put it? I'm gonna Google this again. That's the right if to be writing. Okay, but you're trying to push to an array that doesn't exist. Yeah. That is true. So first, okay, hold. I think I have a thing in here that says, I'm just gonna Google it. New array. Creating an array. Const array name equals blah, 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 blah. Okay. I hear you. You're trying to push to an array that doesn't exist, so first you need to set that prop to be an empty array. Records ID prop equals empty array. Is that anything? I don't know yet. I'm still looking. And that's not an empty array because I don't have the quotes. Is this anything? No. Okay, still not working. I'm so like antsy. I'm like, okay, I changed one thing. Did that fix it? Now it has an empty string. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, Lord. Okay. If this, then create an array and then push value. Now, okay, so pushing something to an array. Do I need to... Here we go. This was my thing. I don't think I need the brackets because I'm not pushing I already made the array up there instead of, I was trying to do it all in one. Hello. We did it. I think we did it. This test went positive. Are there any other ones that should be tracks? Should have this. The prop is tracks. Okay, I haven't done that yet. Okay, I think that's the only test. And I think we did it. I'm just going to take a minute and do the back pat. Hearts are great. Just positivity is great. I appreciate it. Yeah, seriously. You don't have to have the correct Twitch emote. one thing at a time. I'm not sure I would have made it here on my own, so I want to review this real quick. I think this, I probably would have figured out. The thing that was confusing is like, I knew this was returning either true or false. I just didn't think to check it against that. Celebration hydration. Thank you. Hydrate or dihydrate, as they say. I should change it to celebration hydration. That's a little more positive. So I feel fairly comfortable with this line. I know how to make an array. And I know how to push. So maybe I would have gotten there eventually. But I definitely got there faster with y'all's hints. So I appreciate it. Let's see. Okay, next one. We've done 2 out of 4. We can do this. It's only been almost an hour. It's fine. Okay. And I'm adding extra lines so that my brain works. If prop is tracks, which we are a pro at doing this one. And value isn't an empty string. Is not. Look at us. We're growing, we're learning. Maybe the rest of it won't take as long. Oh, I think I just jinxed it. Add value to the end of the album's existing tracks array. I think that might literally just be this. Again, how paste. So on this one, we were checking to see if it is tracks and if it didn't already have this. On this one, we're saying not prop. If prop is tracks and value is not an empty string. We already checked to see if it has this. So on this next one, we're assuming, or we already know it does have a property called tracks. It already has a tracks array. So we don't have to do all that again. And value is not an empty string. Then push value to the end. Now does push, this is the other thing. Where are you, push? Push is the end of it. Yeah, okay, cool. Did that work? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. This one was so much easier. I got it right on the first go. Wow, what a good time. Okay, last one. Last one. If value is an empty string. If value is an empty string. And I need a parentheses. This fly is driving me crazy. Okay. Is an empty string. Delete the given prop. This is fun. Delete the given prop. Object delete. How to remove a property. Okay. Seems simple enough. So we're deleting the given prop. So same thing here. Records, ID, That. Prop. Hello, welcome to the audio of the stream. You can't give me an unexpected token on the code I didn't write. Okay. So let's see. If value is an empty string. Oh, I deleted a curly? Thank you. Oh! We did it! We did it! We did it! All the help in the world, but we did it! Thank you! Sincerely thank you. This was... It probably took me about the same amount of time, but I understood about half of it. So this is significantly better. And I appreciate everyone's help. I feel like this was really a group effort. It is such a blocker. This was the first exercise in this whole thing where I was like, oh, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Thank you so much. And now I can say that my title manifested some positivity, I think. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's keep rolling. I have maybe about another hour to stream. Actually, let me double check my calendar to make sure I'm not lying or missing anything important. No, just lunch. The joke is I block lunch every day and I forget to eat it until like 3. Okay. So yeah, I'm good for at least another hour. Oh my gosh, yeah. I can't imagine. I mean, it's hard enough when like you're trying this for the first time, but I can't imagine when you feel like, oh, I'm supposed to be the instructor or like, oh, I'm supposed to be the expert at this, and you get stuck on something like that. Especially doing it live. It's very intimidating regardless. Yeah, no, I'm glad that you also stumbled on it, because it seems like everyone stumbles on it, for better or for worse. Yeah, that's the other thing I'm realizing is like the way that people who program give hints is completely different than the way I'm usually thinking about it. So I think this is also like training my brain to figure out like, what is my code actually saying, rather than what, oh, I'm trying to do this, and I think I like project that onto whatever I'm writing. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Coming from marketing, being in DevRel, the developers that can communicate are extra valuable. IMO. Okay, now we're doing loops. I've done loops in Python a little bit, but I don't remember it at all. So let's go. You can run the same code multiple times by using a loop. The first type of loop is called a while loop because it runs while a specified condition is true and stops once that condition is no longer true. Okay, so we have an array. I have one of 0. When I is less than 5, we push I and we I++. Oh God, I barely remember this, so that's good. Oh my gosh, yes, thank you so much for tuning in, especially during a really hard one. I appreciate it. I will see you on the internet. Have a good dog walk. Have a good dinner, breakfast. Have a good meal. While I is less than 5, push I++. In the example above, the while loop will execute 5 times. Execute. That's a new one. We'll execute 5 times and append the numbers 0 through 4 to our array. Oh Lord, okay. Oh, I can close some of this. I'll keep that open in case I need to go back. Look at how few tabs I have. Add the numbers 5 through 0 inclusive in descending order to my array using a while loop. You should be using a while loop. Can you imagine? First thing I do is not type while. So I don't remember what I even stands for. So I'm gonna Google this and we're gonna get a little refresher. JavaScript. I know I just increment. Okay. Well, this is the increment operator. Adds 1 to its operand and returns the value before or after, depending on where the operator is placed. JavaScript. I've told you this before, but one of my software teachers made us write a program with nothing but while loops. No if statements, no other loop types, just while. It was fun. This is why you're meant to be a programmer. You're like, delightful. This is great. Let's see. Let's try JavaScript building blocks. We are in loops. But I don't know if that's... Like, literally, what is I? Is it just integer? Oh, interesting. Iterator. Here we go. Integer. I is a temporary variable used to store the integer value of the current position in the range of the loop. Blah, blah, blah. You could use any other variable name. Okay, so this is just like if x is 0, if num is 0. While I is descending, while I is greater than or equal to 0. And then we start with let I equals 5. While I is greater than or equal to 0, add the numbers in descending order to the array. So I think this is a pop. I think pop is pop. Nope, that removes it. What are the other ones? Array. Because push adds it to the end. Shift? Maybe it's shift. Removes the first element. No. Unshift? Adds to the beginning. Okay. My array dot unshift I. Potential infinite loop. I know. We're not done yet. But it needs to be descending, which is, there's a couple different things that we're not doing yet. Let's see. Oh, oops. It said only change code below this line, but I didn't. Potential infinite loop. I know. How do we... Maybe negative or minus. Okay. So I made a loop that's not an infinite loop. That's part one. Negative I think maybe. Minus I. No. Lord, I don't remember this. Wait, why did I do unshift? Add to in descending order. Okay. Let's go back to these operators. Decrement. I minus 1. The entire line becomes I minus 1. I minus. Oh my gosh. I think it might actually just be push. Because I already told it to go in descending order. So if the first one is 5, then it goes like that. Yep. Okay. Nailed it. Got too complicated with it. Iterate with JavaScript for loops. You can run the same code by using a loop. The most common type of JavaScript loop is called a for loop because it runs for a specific number of times. For loops are declared with 3 optional expressions separated by semicolons. For A, B, C, where A is the initialization statement, B is the condition statement, C is the final expression, okay? Thank you, Caddy. What an angel. One of the best cats in the house. Top 3 for sure. My arm is sore. Okay. A is the initialization statement. B is the condition statement. C is the final expression. The initialization statement is executed one time only before the loop starts. Okay. It's used to define and set up your loop variable. The condition statement is evaluated at the beginning of every loop iteration. Okay. So A is only used once. B is used at the beginning of every loop statement, as long as it evaluates to true. When it's false, it will stop executing. That means if the condition starts as false, your loop will never execute. Pros and cons. That's a good thing or a bad thing. Depends on what you want. The final expression is executed at the end of each loop iteration prior to the next condition check and is usually used to increment or decrement your loop counter. In the following example, we initialize with I equals 0 and iterate while our condition is I is less than 5 is true. We'll increment I by 1 in each loop iteration with I++ as our final expression. Const r array equals 4. Let I equals 0. So this is the initialization. I starts at 0. Every time that I is less than 5, increment. And then push that value to the array. Our array will now have the value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Use a for loop to push values 1 through 5 onto my array. For let I equals 0. I is less than 4. I++ increment. And with those numbers, my array dot push it onto the array. Oh, I equals 1. No? Oh. I was reading their array at the same time. There we go. Being inclusive or not of certain numbers is going to be the death of me. Iterate odd numbers with a for loop. For loops don't have to iterate one at a time. By changing our final expression, we can count by even numbers. We'll start at I equals 0 and loop while I is greater or is less than 10. We'll increment I by 2 each loop with I plus equals 2. Okay. This just makes me think it's math. Not math. Const r array equals for let I equals 0 while I is under the 10. Increment by 2 and then push I. 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's change our initialization so we count by odd numbers. Okay, I think I can do this while looking at this example. My own personal while loop while looking at the example. Let I equals 1. That should change the output. Plus equals 2. My array. Push I. Nice. I'm skeptical that I'm gonna remember this enough to do it without looking back at it, but that's okay. Count backwards with a for loop. A for loop can also count backwards so long as we define the right conditions. In order to decrement by 2 each iteration, we need to change our initialization, condition, and final expression. In order to do this, we just need to change everything. We'll start with I equals 10 and loop while I is greater than 0. Okay. So we start with a higher number and we loop until it's 0. We'll decrement by 2 each loop with I negative equals 2. God, this is one thing I'm probably not going to remember for a bit is these the operators, which are now suddenly relevant because we already studied them and now they're relevant. Okay, so that's that setup, and then we push I. Now it will be 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Let's change our initialization and final expression to count backwards by 2s and create an array of descending odd numbers. Okay, so we're starting with 9 because we want to get all the odds. Never tell me the odds. While it's bigger than 0. And we're decrementing by 2, which is negative equals 2. Curly boy. My array dot push I. All right. Should I change my title to now loops are my best friend? Iterate through an array with a for loop. A common task in JavaScript is to iterate through the contents of an array. One way to do that is with a for loop. This code will output each element of the array R to the console. Const R 109876. For I equals 0 to start, and I is less than the array length, add to I. The opposite of decrement. Increment. Wow, I remember decrement before increment. That's weird. One of those is not a word. So for when I is less than the array length, decrement or increment it, and then console.log the array of that number. What? Remember that arrays have zero-based indexing, which means that the last index of an array is length minus 1. Our condition is I is less than array length, which stops the loop when I is equal to length, in case the last iteration... I'm already like distracted and it was barely a sound. It said it was instrumental, but I'm skipping. We're skipping, boys. Okay. Yeah, I realized earlier, because I was in a rush this morning and I don't have my ish together today, that I did not take my meds, so I will be doing that after the stream. I was like, wow, I'm so distractible. And I'm already distractible on the meds, TBH. Okay, in this case, the last iteration is I equals strictly equals 4, i.e. when I becomes equal to array length minus 1 and outputs 6 to the console. Then I increases to 5 and the loop terminates because I is not less than the array length. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna get this right the first go, but we're gonna try it anyway. Declare and initialize a variable total to 0. Well, we can do that. Let total equals 0. Use a for loop to add the value of each element of my array to total. Oh, I don't think it wants me to do the for loop on this line. Because I need to have the I. Maybe. Maybe not. We're working on this. We're just gonna try some stuff. You should not attempt to directly assign the value 20 to total, but what if I want to? Add the value of each element of the array to total. Okay. Okay, so here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to define total up here. Let I equal 0. I infinite loop. No, let's see. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, okay, so for every thing, we're going to take the output and add it to I. Is this anything? I don't think that's right. Nope. Okay. We're starting I at 0. Index 0. If I is less than the total length, then add I think this goes here. And I think I can just do this. Potential infinite loop, you say? Yeah. We're going back. Going back to the first, to the for loops. B is the condition statement. C is the final expression. The final expression is executed at the end of each loop iteration prior to the next condition check and is used to increment or decrement your loop counter. Okay, loop counter, not... So we do want to go through the whole thing. And we want to add whatever the I is to the total. Okay, wait. There's something here with the I that I feel like is wrong. So first I is 0. This is 0. Maybe the last sentence of the problem statement. Declare and initialize a variable total to 0. Use a for loop to add the value of each element of the my array to total. Yeah, okay, because the I is like the index. It's not the actual value of the array, right? So how do I grab that? I mean, I is not index, but that's what I'm measuring it on, right? This part is iterating where it is in the array. This is not grabbing the array values. So what I need to do actually is my R, whatever the value of that is. It's the index you want to look at in the array. Ah, oh, I did it. Ah. I turned into a tiny monster. Thank you for the hint. That was a good hint. Without being just giving me the answer. Nesting for loops. How much more do we have of loops? Okay. I just want to make sure we're not going to stop in the middle of learning something new and then be confused. Objects have burned me. If you have multi-dimensional array, you can use the same logic as the prior waypoint to loop through both the array and any subarrays. Here's an example. Const R equals, here's many arrays, 2 arrays. For let I equal 0. I is less than array length. I plus plus. Oh gosh, for let j equals 0, j is less than array I length, j plus plus. console.log rj or ri and j. This outputs each sub element in R one at a time. Note that for the... See, I have it on an instrumental, but if there's like any amount of talking, can't do it. I wonder if there's a way to report that in Pretzel, because I would love to tell them like, hey, just so you know, this is not categorized correctly. Because I'm sure they have the instrumental button for a reason, you know? Okay. Note that for the inner loop, we are checking the length of array I, since array I is itself an array. Whew. Modify function multiply all so that it returns the product of all numbers in the subarrays of R. I feel like my brain is not on for this one, so let's find out. Let's find out. Well, we know we're doing a for loop. Let I equals 0 when I is less than array length then I plus plus. I'm gonna assume that it's that kind of setup just because it has been so far, even though I don't understand quite to the extent I would like to understand this. I think the second one is going to be product. This doesn't feel right, my friends, but I'm doing it anyway. But we gotta start somewhere. Return. What are we trying to return? Oh, I need to change the... Oh no, wait, that's the function name. Okay. The array is R. Return. The product of all numbers in the subarrays of R. I already have return product there. So that might... I don't think that's right. Okay. It's not right. I think I'm just gonna call it. I don't think my brain's on enough to absorb this at the moment. So we'll stop there for now. I know it's kind of abrupt, but that is my truth. Yeah, thank you, appreciate it. I think my brain just was like, one too many things. And then I don't think I'm gonna rant today because there's only one person left, which is totally fine. But yeah, I'll just say goodbye to you. And I am taking a break until October 11th, which I didn't realize until I looked at my calendar basically yesterday. Yeah, so I'm out of town. I'll be out of town for a little bit, but I'll be back October 11th doing some more JavaScript. It'll also be Hacktoberfest, so I may be doing some Hacktoberfest stuff too. Stay tuned. For the most recent schedule, just check my Twitter. And yeah, that's everything. Have a good rest of your day. I hope you have a good one, everyone. And keep it cute. Bye.